Longevity, man. Who's gonna manage the shit longest? And it gets back to this idea that you just push through it. Jiu-jitsu guys are amazing for this. This is another topic. Jiu-jitsu guys have a whole new category of injury diagnosing that nobody else in the world has. For example, you watch someone roll, someone gets up, they scream. They come up, they go, I'm okay. What happened? It just popped. Okay, let's stop. Everyone stop. When we write the word pop, that equals something, right? People don't, if you pop, watch, if I go like this, and I popped, but I didn't yell, okay, so that's an okay pop. But when you associate pop with an injury, you can't say something just popped, because that something is a tissue, and now that tissue's fucking damaged.
Yeah.
So, I just popped, I'll be fine. No, you tore something. That pop was either a ligament, or it was a tendon, or it was a muscle, and now you have a problem. And I don't know, for some reason, jiu-jitsu, or they'll get...
Because if it pops and it doesn't hurt that much.
Yeah, you'll be fine. And the other one is, it's just a muscle.
Yeah.
Again, I've been studying injuries.
I've said that before.
That's my right. There is no such thing as it's just the muscle, other than the fact that the pathological structure that exploded. There's an option. Sometimes it's a muscle, but the reasoning there's more to it than it's just a muscle.
Yeah.
And even if it's just a muscle, thinking that a muscle injury is somehow less important to manage than if it's a joint is wrong, right? It's just wrong. Moral of the story: when something pops, it deserves your attention.
Yeah.
And I think there's this disconnect between mental toughness of, listen, if Matt is, younger Matt is at Worlds and he's in a tough match and he's in a shitty position, there's a mental toughness to get through and and pull it out.
That's like one isolated situation.
Right. But do I want to do this 6 days a week?
Training
every day?
If I'm his coach, if I'm with him as his doctor in a competition and something pops, look, motherfucker, nothing popped. You're fine. Let's go.
Get out there. Yeah.
But as soon as you're done.
It's so weird though. Like, I've never hurt myself in a competition. I had one time my rib popped, and I don't know what happened. It sticks out. But it didn't hurt. It didn't hurt. It didn't hurt. But I ended up losing the match. It was when the guy was putting so much pressure. He was stack passing me, and then it was just like, and I'm like, and then he passed my guard off of that. But I think he would have beat me anyways. Yeah. That's the only time that like I hurt something kind of. But usually all the bad injuries I've had are always in training. Maybe because we spend way more time there. But like, if you look at the effort is max effort in a competition versus in training. But you always get hurt in training.
Yeah, you don't get hurt as much. Yeah,
most guys that I know always get hurt in training. Like,
the vast majority of my work with athletes is managing their load management when they're not on the ice or on the field, for sure.
You have a lot of guys that get injured in the weight room?
Almost all.
Yeah.
If you want my answer, the people get injured because they have they have mismatched problems. Like the goals they want, they're not attainable in the way they train, the way they select things to train. They forget to ask if their body is prepared for it. So the mismatch of what you want to do versus what you can do is the answer for the vast majority of injuries that I manage.
Right.
Like, we were talking about this at the seminar the other day, and people never really give this enough thought, right? So we have an industry now, strength and conditioning, manual therapy. It was an industry now based on looking for imbalances and treating imbalances, and people are like, this is how you treat them, and you can't be imbalanced and blah, blah, blah. But we're creating the imbalances by assigning dumb exercises with people who don't have the bodies to do them. So, example. If you have, let's say that I ask you in terms of how much of your hip do you own? Just in general. If you ask someone, you go, look at someone like an amazing person that has great movement, great, and then think of your hip. Move them around, both of them for a bit. What percentage of your hip do you really think you own? Like, think the best scenario you can have versus what you have.
This is a safe zone.
Like me personally?
Yeah,
this is a safe zone. We don't judge here.
Me personally, I have
We're judging a lot.
I have like 5 degrees of internal rotation and way too much external rotation.
Okay, so which hip?
I'm a guard player, both hips.
Okay, so is one hip worse than the other?
No, like when I go to squat, when I approach 90, my knees just want to go like close guard.
Okay, they both suck.
Yeah, they both suck, but equally.
They both suck equally.
Yeah.
Which, for my example, it's probably they don't suck equally is the real answer.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is one's worse than the other. So let's say if you hate both of them, let's just give your right one you think it's functioning at like 35%. These are just, if anybody online asks me to reference where I got these numbers, just fuck off, because I'm just giving an example, if that makes sense. Okay, so if your right one's 35, and your left one, let's say it's 10.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, that's my hip.
Yeah. So whatever exercise you select, as soon as someone tells you to do it properly,
Yeah.
you know what that means?
What does that
You're
mean?
creating imbalances.